There's a lot of talk these days about poverty in our communities. And we've all seen a lot of evidence that there are so many people in need. But did you know that there's actually two types of poverty? There's situational poverty. And this comes from some life crisis like losing a job or divorce or unexpected illness. In times like these, families and individuals don't have enough and they suffer as a result. But usually people facing situational poverty still have hope. They know what it's like to not be poor, and so with just a little help they often find their way back to the life they knew before the crisis. But the second type of poverty is generational poverty. And it's just like its name. It's a state of being poor that is passed on from one generation to the next, and it's a cycle that it's hard to break out of. For those stuck in the cycle of generational poverty, the root motivation is simply surviving. The focus is on what am I doing today? It may be money for food, finding a place to live, dealing with family members, or unresolved health issues. Each day presents itself with another issue, another challenge. And it's because of this mindset, thinking about the future just doesn't happen. These parents will tell you, my children are number one concern, but I can only afford to think about what they need today. I don't have the luxury of thinking about what they need tomorrow, let alone a year from now, or what they may need as adults. So things like education, financial planning, parental skills, and spiritual formation, they can't be made priorities when everything else seems to be a struggle that's happening right now. This is the reality that more and more communities are facing, and it's a reality that led to the creation of the Cole Community Impact Organization. CCIO exists to bring hope to a community in Northwest Oklahoma City. Our motto is raising up generations, and we believe that by pouring ourselves into the lives of those in this community, we are changing the trajectory of this generation and the generations to follow. So please, take a moment and listen to our story.
About 5.5, 6 years ago, we decided to move into our community. And in so doing, we began to investigate what it would be like for us to be involved in our community. So we began with a ministry and a program called Outpost. Outpost was simply a way in which we could get to know our neighbors. Outpost is a block party or a tailgate party kind of event where we go into apartment complexes and we give away free food. The hope was that by giving away food, we meet a specific need. People are always hungry. So we give away food, and in the process, we would be able to build relationships. So Outpost is just simply a way in which we are able to embrace the people that live in our neighborhood. And through that embrace, we're able to engage the needs that continually perpetuate this generational poverty concept and this generational poverty issue that we find rampant in our society.
Our vision for the CCIO is to fully embrace families and to take that whole family unit and be able to walk alongside each individual that's in that family. And so we have after-school programs where kids come and they learn about arts, athletics, academics, and then we try to take them on trips, which we call adventure trips, so that they can have the opportunity just to see what might be outside of their neighborhood and that they can begin to imagine new possibilities. We love to invite guest speakers in to come talk to them and share their stories and help them to start thinking about what they might want to do with their future. And so that's one way that we embrace the younger kids in that family unit. And then we also have a middle school girls program, and it's a leadership program. We're trying to redefine pretty, popular, and powerful for those girls so that they can grow up and be community leaders.
What Kids Club through the CCIO does is provide a place for them to come and first meet their basic needs and provide them a meal. And then after that, they build relationship with their coaches that they know that they're going to come and see, and someone to love them and support them every day. And what we're seeing are kids that maybe didn't even know their alphabet before, learning not only their alphabet, but their letter sounds, and they're starting the beginning of some of those pre-reading skills. And statistics show us that if the kids are literate, if they can read, that their chances of being successful members of society and breaking that cycle is high.
Kids Club provides a really safe place for them to be. No matter what goes on outside of our program, they know that they can always count on food. They can always count on hugs and high fives and encouraging words, and just a really safe environment and a fun environment for them to be every day. After school, we pick them up and bring them to our building, and at first we get to play basketball or soccer or really whatever they want to do until dinner. And then after dinner, we focus on a different thing every day, and we focus on art, athletics, academics, and adventure. During the academic part of the day, at the beginning of the year, we had some kids that had trouble even writing their ABCs. And some of them were a little bit more advanced, but they really had trouble with simple words. And with the younger ones, we now have seen them be able to write A through Z by themselves with no help, and that's super cool to see. And then with the little bit older ones, we have flashcards that we started going through at the beginning of the year. They would only be able to get 3 or 4, and now they're up to like 29. And they're so excited, and they get rewards whenever they add words to their list, and they get super excited, and it's cool to see them improve. So,
I hope the kids that come to Kids Club, I hope that as they come that they know something's different here. I hope that when they come they get an experience of a place where they can feel safe, where they can come to a place where they can have fun and be with each other, but also know that there's people there that love them and people that treat them right and won't walk out on them.
I think the long-term impact of Hope Academy is that they will have broken the cycle of generational poverty in their families, and that they will be leaders in their community and empower their kids and their siblings around them. The hope that I offer the girls is to empower them to not have to relive the brokenness that surrounds them, but instead to write their own stories.
It's surprising how much someone opens up when you're just there. When you're sitting there and you affirm them and you love them and you show them love, it's very surprising how often people open up. And so I think that shouldn't stop us from being a mentor. The fact that we don't feel like we're good enough, or those kind of things. I think that we just need to step into it and be confident that the Lord will use us to be positive mentors and positive influences in people's lives. So I think that it's also important to have adults have mentoring as well, because just like children, I mean, we're all the same. We all need approval in certain ways, and we seek destructive relationships. And so having mentors for adults, I mean, I myself have a mentor. I think it's super important to have that positive role model and that positive light in your life. And so for adults as well, they need that. We need community around us all the time. And so for someone that may not have that, and they may not have that positive influence, kind of creating or providing them with a mentor it makes all the difference in the world.
We know that we're supposed to help people to eat, and we're supposed to help people to read. And this building helps us to multiply those efforts. Our hopes are that we can go far beyond feeding people to helping people to know how to cook and prepare food and preserve food for their families. And far beyond just learning how to read, we now have the facility to help more people to learn how to read, but also to help them on a broader number of subjects so that we can help the whole person and not just the reader.
I think CCIO has built Karan's character. Also gives him a chance to interact with other kids, because he is the only child right now. So yeah, it gives him, social skills, and like I said, builds his character and gives him little fun activities to come back and tell me about. Yes, I trust CCIO. I don't have any worries when he leaves and goes to the after-school program. Also, I have contact numbers, and Kaylee is very good at texting me back if I have any questions. I know I can always check on Karan. So that's nice to know that he's safe.
So having that relationship formed over the past few years since we've had the programs, it's been really nice to have the parents call and text and really say what's on their hearts and what's their needed. We've had some parents come up to us and ask that they need help finding jobs, and they need help finding jobs that they can get to without affordable transportation, and that's just been an awesome way that they know that they can come to us and feel like we can help them out. And I know I've had multiple parents say how if it wasn't for Kids Club, they wouldn't be able to work as late as they do because they'd have to get home before the kids get off the bus, and they know that the kids can come to Kids Club or Hope Academy and have a safe place to be after school while their parents are still working. So that's been a real benefit having the program.
So that's who we are. As you can see, we're making a difference, but we have visions of doing so much more. So what can you do? There's 3 things we need. First of all, we really need your prayers. We need you to pray that God will lead us as we pour ourselves into the lives of those in our community. Second, we really hope you'll consider volunteering. For just 2 hours a week, you could be the person who breaks through in someone's life and breaks the cycle of generational poverty. Finally, we really need your financial support. There's so much more we'd love to do with these families, and your monthly or one-time gift can make that a possibility. Thanks for letting us share our story with you.